Yeah. Me and Bobby, I've been explaining this to him for a long time now, how this is the four square of energy, the four dimensions of looking at it. This is from a different perspective. This is looking at your energy as one. This is looking at stacked energy. Um, um, I don't know how to describe it other than stacked energy. And this is how the base energy system within each person works. Now, when you take the earth and you take a block, and then you balance the universe, between the three, between the self, the earth. This is what is called often mother and father and the blockwood. We're the blockwood. Down here, as you can see, you have your bottom energy point up through the seven. Each one is a rotating different charge, which is what gives off a lotus appearance. In some instances, it gives off a flowery over here. So each energy point is connected to how it works together. These each work down together in concentricity. One's a block, one's an internal circle, because you're the blockwood. You have the internal circle between these 2 points. Okay. Now, these 2 points also have this is the way it works. But if you were to look at this, when you open them all up and you become like this, then you become this block of energy that has mother and father flowing literally through you. Up. And it's up like this, at a triangle. Which, anyway, when you reach the center, because you see, the way to open your energy points is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. What you do is the first point in the back, I visualize it in the back. You can visualize it like right down there, but you have to move things. So it's a little bit easier because your energy actually is closer to the back side on this one. All the rest are closer to the front of your medial line. Each one represents a different charge. So when you feel one, what you want to do to open is to pulse it like this. And just gather the energy in one spot. And pretty soon, if you focus only on the one spot, you will start to feel your heartbeat in that spot. You'll start to feel a concentricity of motion that flows and moves in one direction or another. This will cause one of 2 charges. This will cause a drawing or a giving. So my point is that during each one of them, depending on where they are at the given moment, each one of your energy points, you go through them and you will feel them, and pretty soon you'll notice that if you tie a rubber band to one, like a pulley, but it's not a rubber band because they're not connected. But if you could imagine a rubber band, one makes something go this way and the other one's going the other way. like that. And they work like that, like this. Now, the next one, of course, will be positive, and it'll go through this progression. Well, each one of this progression always comes back to the center eye of the storm. Now, when you grab that eye, there's two ways that our energy can go. This can be a positive state, and this can be a negative, but it must alternate. Now, no matter what, these two are going to be the same energy type. Okay? It doesn't matter. It's all the same until you compress it into a box that a triangle, a square, and a circle fit into perfectly, like this, right here. And this is what it looks like from above. If you were God and you were looking down on you, this is what you would see when you're lined up. Does that make sense? So if you look down, if you were a perception from the outer realms that looked down, you would see a lot of blockwood. And then you would see, once in a while, an eye staring back at you. This eye, when opened up, becomes a flower. It takes on a shape that resembles this. A flat edge right there that invades over another energy. That other energy is actually an output and an intake. This, in this example, is an intake from the outside. In the other example, where this is red and negative, and so is this, what happens here is it says, see me, or unsee me. So you have see me, or look at me like the hardwood floor, a block of wood. You can't tell the difference, God, I'm sorry. But when you look like this and you open up your flower, which can, one of these two at all times is bringing everything to a point. Here. Now your point can be at either place at any given time. One will bring in from father and mother, and one will give out to mother and father. And the universe and dimensions, or however you wish to describe everything else in the universe that perceives things in a normal way, not like a fucking human. But, what? Well, not like mortals in a shell. So, this is the math of an energy point.
Don't let him take credit for this. This is mine, Tim. That's his crap. This is mine. Okay. So when you're in the proper state of positive being, you have A, which is one energy, like one light bulb. Then you have this energy plus that energy. What does that equal? Nothing. Why? They're exactly equal. One's negative, one's positive. So 1 minus 1 is 0. So, just to use basic numbers, 1 isn't really a number. Don't get too confused. Okay. A plus B plus C equals D squared positive. D squared. Why? Triple torque. That's how the torque system works, to make it look kind of like that as it moves up and down and throughout you to everything. So, A plus B plus C plus D equals E to the third. Why not eat the fourth? Because it's eating the third! I told you. That's the rules. I don't know. I didn't make them. I just found them. A plus B plus C plus D plus E equals F to the fourth. A plus B plus C plus D plus E plus F plus equals E to the fifth. Now, this is where it gets weird. Because A plus B plus C plus D plus E plus F plus G equals infinity pi. Why is it pi? Because it has to be a freaking circle. That's why. Now, you're looking at me funny. Okay, now, the inverse is also true. When it's like this, it has a different result. Isn't that funny? The same numbers have two results. One result is this, and one result is this. Pi to infinity. Because this is the inside power coming squeezing. This is the power going boom onto the inverse. So that's why this is proper and this is considered improper, and it comes up with a different thing. Because this can truly go to anything that's in a circle. That makes a circle starting right there. Literally. And this is a circle that comes into infinitive power of its own. Instead of that infinitive power going outwards. And so if you look at a human will suck in this graph, will suck in to right here and give out to mother right at the puppet. So that's the way that goes. And this one goes right off the top of the old noggin onto the inverse. At G to the fifth or that. Wherever you stop your energy. If you stop it, that's where the circle ends. The circle can go for literally ever in a vibrational state. And the inverse is also not a positive to the fifth. That shows negative fifth. That's not negative fifth, that's positive fifth. Let's change that. Okay. Now, that's why when you're in a really bad state, up in your noggin, PTSD, panic attacks, whatever, you will go into this state. We don't need that state, you say? All that is seen and unseen. This is seen. That's what Gabriel said. This is unseen. Well, what's the difference? One's positive, one's negative. One's giving your power to God. One is begging for it. That's the difference. Now, when this is directed towards mother, from mother, Mave, this is perfectly proper and seen. Once condition is met, and that is that the charges in your brain become positive again, negative again. Or, in other words, this eye is not positive. You do not want this to see outwards. You want this to see inwards. As introspection. That's how you can tell the difference. We can tell the difference. Which strand, positive or negative, our brain is functioning on right now. We can literally tell whether the particles are positive or negative charged right now. They're positively charged. Well, not with this thing. We keep fluctuating. Now, in this middle state, between the two, in all of our life, we have to go through both states. As the Gabriel says. We're in this state. We flip into this other state. We then flip back. We then flip back. It's constantly a spiral or the root of a tree. We are the trunk. And people say the underworld and whatnot. Dark, blah, blah, blah. Screw you, that's mother. That's Mave down there. And that's Pave out there. That is why we give glory and raise our hands to God. And that is why we kneel to reflect. And which brings me to my next thing. People around the world meditate Indian legs down. But I have to show you something. Now, what do you see? In the corner. Look again. Watch again. Okay, we have the square. We're sitting on the square block on top of a round earth. Then, look, we have an energy that comes out to here, and it comes back out to here. Watch again. We make a triangle for our heart, for what is the Christ line. The Christ isn't a person, it's a being, it's a state of being, it's an energy that comes from both mother and father. It is the perfect point of electromagnetic interaction. That is where you find God. That is where you speak to God. That is your true eye. That is your lotus. That is your big, that's the only word I could think of that has big floating fast. Maybe dandelion or something. But it puffs out. And then when you need help and you don't know what to do and you're not asking for help, it closes. As a natural cycle of life, it closes. You don't have a choice. As a natural cycle of life, it reopens. That's how energy works. We are always the box, the circle, the triangle, and the eye. Always. We are to look so that we can be seen. You don't want to be seen? Don't use your energy to look. You'll never be seen. You'll sit there and hate yourself forever. And you'll hate everybody and you'll look out. You'll blame that guy and you'll blame that guy. And instead of accept responsibility, and say, okay, let's fix this. And all of a sudden, once you start reaching out to fix it, sometimes it's like magic, and all of a sudden, it just descends upon you and through you. And sometimes it's kind of like a choker gas You know, when you're trying to kill something.